Hey, it's Vio here. I just got first place at the sneak peek thing with my Madolche deck, but I didn't even end up getting Angelis, and I thought I'd do a really quick, just short update video on what I actually used, since I did change it just slightly from what I was showing a couple days ago. And yeah, I'm also going to do an update of what I faced and stuff, so you know. 3 Madolche like I said I would, 3 Hoot Kick like I said I would, 2 Kitties, and that was just great because it was perfect number and you got it right when you needed it, and I never really drew bad with that. And only 2 Messenger, and the Pudding Cess out of 20 duels. Let's just assume there was about 20 duels. I won 10 of them. I won half of my duels simply because I had her, and I beat the E-Dragon player because I was able to get her out and attack into the Scrap Dragon to pop the Scrap Dragon so my queen could attack directly for game. It was really good because my opponent had huge field and such. Non-Madolches, I was running 3 Gardeniados, like I said I would. It was a great card. It was rarely dead. I only lost, or one of my duels I lost because I had a different card in the graveyard and this guy was dead, and the other card was Giant Rat. I was running this because I hated Messenger Lotto, so I figured I'd run this instead of Angeli because it was similar, and it was okay one game, and I lost a game because he was in the graveyard, a different one. I got the fact to banish him off like twice. But he came out almost every single game in siding because he was not good. Spells. 2 Chateau and a ticket. 3 Pot of Duality. 3 MST. They were just great. You got the MST when you needed them, and Queen's just amazing. 1 Book of Moon, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Double Summon. Double Summon, this card's so good because you summon the cat and people effect veiler it, or people like to Fiendish Chain it, and then you double summon and you can get your Hoot Cake out and not have to worry about anything because they just ruined they just opened their back row up and such. And there's a lot of times when your opponent just leaves it open, you summon cat, they veiler, double summon, and then you win because they can't do anything. So I'm not going to cut that at all. Traps. 1 Palooza. I won a game because during battle phase against Insectors, I was able to flip this up and attack for game. 3 Fiendish Chain. 2 Mirror Force. 2 Threatening Roar. I like those cards. They're all great. I sided out a lot of times. I'll tell you what I sided out in a minute. Bottomless Compulse, Torrential, Warning, and 1 Trap Stun. Trap Stun's great. It won me some games because I had it. Really quickly, we'll go extra. 2 Queen. I made these all the time. Abyss Dweller, I didn't make that. Didn't make Diamond Direwolf. Didn't make Cowboy. I could make Black Chip, and it would have let me speed up a win against a duel, but I decided not to, and I ended up having to stall it out. Shark Knight, I think I made it one time the entire night, and I don't remember if I actually did or not. It was not the biggest help. Ragna, I made this card a lot. I pulled this card. It was great. I made this a lot of the games, and 24 with the fact that I can draw a card off of this guy is amazing. 1 Invoker. Invoker's great. 2 Leviair. I went into at least 1 Leviair or 1 Invoker every single game. Zen Mains, didn't use that. Alucard, I went into that a lot. Never used Crazy Box. And I made Felgrind a couple times throughout the tournament because, you know, he was just good. Side. 2 DD Crow. I never sided those in. I sided in Swift Scarecrow once against Geargia. Flying Sea. I sided that in against Geargia and Windups. Never saw it. 2 Max C. I sided that in against Dragons, and it helped me a lot when I got against them. So, 2 Twister. I only ended up siding in 1 whenever I sided in something, and and because I sided in, I actually drew this one, and it let me beat the Dragon player because he flipped up a skill drain, and I was able to chain Twister and not lose the effects of my cards. An extra Chateau, I didn't see Gravekeepers, didn't have to worry about it. 1 Universe and 1 Gozen match. I was going to do 2 Universe, but I decided to keep it 1 and 1. And because I did, I was able to Gozen match against Windups, and I won. 2 Light Mirrors. I was going to have to face a Constellar player, but he lost, or he won against a certain guy, and because of that, we weren't going to have to face it. And he was not going to duel me because he just didn't feel like dueling Windups. And then we had an extra Trap Stun. There was a Chain Burn guy there. I didn't have to duel him. Alright, so the tournament I faced first game was a mirror match, which was fun. I tried to side and stuff, but I didn't really get to any of it. It was an interesting duel. Guardian Yados won me games against him. Game 2 I faced a Insector deck, and that game, the first game was a slower game, but I ended up still winning. And the third game, or second game, there was no third game. He set 5. I don't think I won any dice rolls all day. So I believe I went second every single starting game. Game 3 was against a wind-up deck. I actually ended up teaching him how to play some of his combos and such, which actually hurt me later, but I 2-0'd him. Game 4 was against a Gear deck, where it was really scary because he kept looping things and I was having issues and I didn't really do stuff. And then I finally got my queen off and queen let me put stuff back. And then game 5 was against E-Dragon, where the first game I did really well against him. The second game, his side really hurt and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't make a comeback when I got him down to 100 life points. And then the third game, he couldn't do anything. He was drawing really bad, and so I was able to destroy. The first game, he soul charged, and that cut his life points in half, and it was a lot easier to do stuff when I rammed my pudding sets into things. That was my tournament. We did do a little extra tournament thing afterwards that we were going to do, and in that one I did good. I faced Wind Up again, and I beat him, and I faced Prophecy, and I lost to Prophecy, but the Prophecy player was stuck behind a lot of cards for a while. A question that people are going to ask is, how am I going to change this deck if I like it so much for Angelis? And these are the cards that are going to change, because I don't like going over. I'm going to take out Giant Rat, because I hated him. Book of Moon. This card was only good once against a wind-up deck. But I did not like it. I'd rather have the Angel in there. And I would take out the Warning. Warning would go either side or have Blackhorn side. The reason why is just because I could not afford to have the life points, because a lot of times in this deck, I did a lot of summoning Madolche and then bluffing sometimes or having some back row and such. And if your opponent can get rid of your back row, you take huge damage with Madolches. And so you really can't afford the warnings as much as people think you can. There are other decks that can. Just this deck, you have a lot of setup and such. So not a big fan of the warning. That's the deck. That was my thing. I'll upload a bunch of videos, and this is the beautiful mat I won for getting that first place position. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that crap, whatever. Yeah.